if I had 2 nickels for every time Jeff Daniels starts out as a black and white character who gains sentience and turns into a color movie, I'd have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Um, couldn't help myself. Yeah, so very short but random marathon that I had the other day. We had Purple Rose of Cairo and Pleasantville. So spoiler warning, I'm sorry in advance. Honestly, I recommend this movie way more, so if you haven't watched it in a while, rewatch it, and then you can come back to my ramblings, because this is worth a rewatch, 100%. I'm gonna ramble about this one first. I don't feel like this is as important to rewatch as this one. So Purple Rose of Cairo came out in 1980? 84. Yeah, and Jeff Daniels is a character in a movie. He's in black and white. It's during the Depression, and there's a lady played by Mia Farrow who, like, to escape her kind of crappy life, watches movies a lot and watches them repeatedly. Yeah, Jeff Daniels' character kind of gets sentience, realizes that, hey, this lady is watching this movie a bunch. Like, does she really like this movie that much? And he starts talking to her from inside the movie. And then he just, like, leaves the movie. He walks out of the screen and into the theater and is like, hey, let's go out on a date. And they leave and go on a couple of adventures. But yeah, it's an okay movie. It has kind of a bittersweet ending, honestly. His, like, the actor who plays him, so Jeff Daniels is playing 2 characters in this one. The actor who plays the guy who walked out of the screen, he comes to town and he's, like, all paranoid about his career, that his creation is gonna, like, do nefarious things or overshadow him somehow. So, like, that's all he's really worried about. I feel like this is probably more about Woody Allen than anything else. He did direct this. He doesn't appear in it. But I'm not a huge Woody Allen fan, so this is the one I like the most. But I'm still like, I found it at Dollar Tree, so definitely worth that price if you're interested. I know I'm selling it so much. But yeah, I'd say it's more of, like, an analogy for, like, an artist worrying about their creations taking on their own lives. This one, however, is from the late 90s. It's about a lot of things. It's about, subtextually, it's about, obviously, racism. It's about just kind of revolution, overthrowing the status quo. It's kind of, it's a lot. Rewatch it. Pause now. Go rewatch it, because in my talking about how good it is, I'm probably going to spoil things. But yeah, if you don't remember it, and you're okay watching me spoil it, it's about these 2 teenagers who were kind of fighting over the remote, and it happened to be a magical remote given to them by Don Knotts. And so they go back in time, not really back in time, they go into their this 1950s TV show that's all in black and white, so they're in black and white now. And then the boy teenager played by Tobey Maguire, he's like trying to like keep everything status quo. Just he's like, okay, we'll get out of here in a couple days. It'll be fine. And meanwhile, his sister Reese Witherspoon is like, no, this era is repression. Let's try to rock the boat a little, make these people have more fulfilling lives, essentially. And so they argue for a little bit, and then things start turning into colors, and it's really a gorgeously shot film. Like, aside from the message, it's just beautiful. It actually was like really early CG. Like, they had to do a lot of stuff like digitally to make it like black and white and then color. And I think it said it was like had the most CG in it aside from Star Wars Episode 1 for its time, which like isn't insane to think about. And I can't, it's such a good movie. And Jeff Daniels is in there. I like to imagine it was the same actor from the first movie got another role on this 50s TV show. The timeline works out just about, because 30s to 50s, it's like 20 years. It's about 20 years in between when the movies were made. No, it's headcanon. But yeah, he plays like a cafe owner, 1950s kind of burger shop, and he like discovers artwork and he starts painting. Oh, and then there is a bit of trivia. Like, at one point they are looking at some books in from the library, and they only fill in once Bud, Tobey Maguire's character, like tells people about them. And all the books that they're asking about, all the books it shows in this movie, are banned books. And then when he shows Jeff Daniels' character an art book, because Jeff Daniels said he liked to paint, shows them this art book, and it has all these painters who were banned. So there's also very much a subtext of censorship. So watch it now. It's such a good movie. There's also a scene like early on in the movie when they're still in the 90s where their teachers are talking, and dang, it was very much teachers who could be given those same lessons. They're talking about like how the job market ain't great, how climate change ain't great, and several other things, and it's just like, this was also a first-time director, the guy who made this, and it's like really impressive for first time out. The guy who directed it, he also wrote it, and he also wrote Seabiscuit and Big, of all things, I know. But yeah, I know this was very rambly. This is what happens when I don't take notes. Also when I watched the movies like a week ago. But yeah, thought I'd say, hey, watch these movies, especially this one. You can skip this one, in all honesty. This one, though, 100% go watch. But yeah, that's gonna do it, because I can't think of what else to say. And see you guys later. Happy viewings.